Hey guys, here we are back on the computer. Welcome to Programming 1 in Python. So in the last video we covered selection statements on the whiteboard. Let's take a look at how they work here on the computer. For this video we are actually going to use an input. So I'm just going to make a variable called in. We're going to set, well, I think in is actually, I can't use in. So I'm going to do, in is actually a function because it turned orange. So in is something that Python has for itself. So I'm just going to do, I'm just going to do user. So user will be what we put our information into. So let's take an input, and we're going to convert this input into a number or into an int using the int function. So we'll take our user input, we'll take our multiplier, and we'll just make a multiplier, why not? And we're going to do input. We're going to do user is equal to input. Sorry, int input. Enter number to multiply. Gonna make that look a little nicer. Make sure I close both parentheses. Always make sure you close both parentheses. Set the multiplier to 20. Now what we're gonna do is, if the user input is greater or is less than 60, I just kind of hit that and said okay. If it's less than 60, then we're going to actually make user equal to user times multiplier. Otherwise, we're going to actually make user, or we're just going to say print enter a number larger than 60. Hang on. Let's make this print user. Okay. So now if we run this, invalid syntax, sorry. Always remember to add your semicolons or colons or whatever. Enter number to multiply. Let's enter 2. Oh no, he was 40. Well, it's less than, larger than 60. Less than 60. Less than 60. There we go. Okay. So it's going to multiply whatever number we give it by 20. So let's give it number 40. It's going to multiply, it's going to give us 800. There we go. Let's run this one more time, because we've already said if it's less than 60, or if it's greater than 60, so if it's not less than 60, I guess if it's 60 or equal to, it'll do this too. It'll say enter a number less than 60, so let's enter a number less than 60. Or a number greater than 60. I'm confusing myself with my own program. Let's enter 90. Enter. It's just going to print out enter a number less than 60. So that's kind of how these statements work. Now, really quickly, I'd like to just go into what these tabs do. These tabs do define how the program flows. So the way Python recognizes what's inside of the if statement. Sorry about my email. The way the program recognizes what's inside of the if statement is by this tab. Notice that when we went to the else statement, we had to go back to tab 0 from tab 1. Or from 1 tab to 0 tabs to actually define we're not in this anymore. You can put if statements inside if statements. So if I wanted to, I could do like if user less than 40 or something, then I could just do stuff here. You can do as many statements inside of statements as you want. It gets a little complicated and messy. There's an element of readability to this stuff. So that's the basis for selecting statements, and you're going to have to just play with them and mess with them to really learn how they work and how finicky or picky they are. But they will only work if they get the exact value. Now, it's usually useful just to actually look at stuff as do something, and then if it doesn't meet this one condition, just do something else. But yeah, you can also put as many if statements as you want in your program. So there's that. Alright, thanks for watching, and in the next video, I don't know what we'll cover, but it'll be something good. So, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.